Although the brakes are pretty poor, it doesn't really matter because you barely use them once you realise how much flow and control this bike has got. My name's Guy Kestevan and I've been a professional bike and kit tester for nearly 25 years, and for the past couple of weeks I've been hammering about on Cannondale's affordable alloy hooligan, the Habit 5. So, in terms of numbers, what are you looking at with the Habit? 29-inch wheels, 140mm fork, 130mm rear end, 66-degree head, 74.5 seat, 460mm reach in this large. So, nothing incredible there. And to be honest, as the top half of the seat post tilts a long way back, when you've got the saddle up, that seat angle actually comes up slacker than those numbers would suggest. But the real beauty of this bike is the suspension system. Alright. It's been designed by a guy called Louis. Oh. Thank you very much. Cheers. Designed by a guy called Luis Arez, who is an absolute suspension guru. He was the guy behind the crazy K9 multi-linkage bike, downhill machine back in the day, and he has worked some magic on this Habit. He really has, because it's the first time Cannondale have used a 4-bar suspension system. Obviously super common system, kind of owned for a lot of years by Specialized through the horse patent, but loads of people have used it. And if you look at the linkage setup on this, with the shock under the top tube, it doesn't look anything remarkable or different at all. But what Luis has concentrated on is not only finding the sweet spot of the 4-bar, but finding it for as many people as possible in terms of riding proportions, with what they call proportional response suspension. And it really is a masterpiece of packaging, because when I first heard about it, I presume there were lots of different linkage lengths, different shock tunes and everything, so that they could alter the anti-squat and anti-rise, basically the pedalling and braking characteristics of the suspension system for different sizes by using different linkages, different shock tunes. But it turns out that, talking to Lewis, all bikes use the same shock, same linkages. He's just moved them around slightly in position to get a subtly different result for each one. So by moving the linkages around, larger riders they create more of a pedal reaction, get more anti-squat to cancel that out, and smaller riders who typically get less of a pedal reaction get more anti-squat to give a good positive pedaling feel. And there's enough smoothness in the start of the stroke combined with that pedaling balance to mean even at 15.7 kilos, which is hefty even at this price, this thing climbs technical stuff extremely well. But it's not really designed as a kind of cross-country bike. All of Cannondale's kind of PR and marketing is around flow and fun, traction, and it's just got that in spades. Although this climb isn't exactly the best way to show that. And also, it's a sturdy enough frame that it comes with a lifetime warranty. And if you go for the alloy rear end carbon front end version, that's about 1.5 kilos lighter, And then the full carbon version is I think 3.3 kilos lighter. So you know, you can get a very light and lively habit if you want one, but it's the control on that back end that really makes this like something properly special. I mean, it's a big old volume spacer in this shock, so you've got to hit stuff pretty hard to get full travel, if at all, but there's a supple start and then that really well supported pumpable, drivable mid-stroke are just absolutely top class, considering you're working with a basic damper here. But they've got it so well dialed. It really is one of the best suspension systems I've ridden this year. And to be fair, that's even more impressive on this Habit 5, because there are some aspects of it that aren't really doing the rear suspension feel any favours. It's only got a 2.3 inch tyre on a pretty narrow WTB 23mm rim, while the more expensive bikes get wider rims. And even though it's a 2.5 inch tyre up front, that narrow rim pinches it in quite dramatically compared to, you know, the size it could be. But then again, at least on the Habit 5, you get the dropper post, you get Eagle, and you get proper DHF and high roller tyres, whereas the Habit 6, the sub £2,000 one, that's rolling on Ardents, which you know, definitely not a kind of aggro enough tyre to really bring out the best in this bike. But it's the fact it still feels so great and so fluid, even through janky slow speed stuff like that, with a relatively small rear tyre. Just makes you realise what a good job they've done on the chassis. And another thing I've been really impressed with, apart from the back end of the bike, is this RockShox 35 suspension fork up front. As the name suggests, 35mm legs. So even when you're braking and turning, it's still really predictable. You get proper motion control damper in there, so low speed compression and rebound, and you get a debonair air spring, so it's got really supple start to the stroke, and then cliched mid-stroke support and a decent control bar mat. So basically everything you want from a decent trail fork for a bargain price. And while I generally default to a short offset fork, and this is a long offset fork, so it's a bit twitchier, a bit more needy in terms of steering, actually with this bike, the short 435mm back end, medium 460mm reach, kind of suits the kind of twitchy agility for flicking and flashing it around, because even this hefty version will do that all day long. It just lives for that kind of cut and thrust riding. Guess that's why Josh Bryson loves it. Oh, one thing I haven't mentioned is the brakes. These Shimano MT200s are about as basic as they come, and when they're new, they are absolutely dreadful. So even when they're well bedded in, they're only okay. And I mean, there are worse feeling budget brakes, but yeah, for God's sake, bed them in properly, or they are super sketchy. And you'll also notice when I went over that drop, the GoPro got knocked into my chest, and that's because the dropper post only has 125mm stroke, so it doesn't really get the saddle massively out of the way. But we are talking about, you know, a low budget bike here, 2,200 quid in the UK at the moment, and the suspension performance, I mean, okay, the SX seems to jump around a bit on this as well, but the actual suspension performance and just the way it jigs, rips around like that, it's just so much fun, so playful, almost to the point of being properly dangerous hooligan in terms of what it tries to goad you into doing, the speeds. It's quite happy. I mean, although the brakes are pretty poor, it doesn't really matter because you barely use them once you realise how much flow and control this bike has got. It just loves to be let loose on proper techie stuff. Yes, Habit. You pinner. So, only been a quick one this. I'll probably do a tech talk around at some point. But just thought you'd want to see how it rides. There's words on Bike Perfect about the bike if I've missed anything out. But for now, just, yeah, there are some bits that aren't great, you know. Dropper lever's a bit basic. Stroke's a bit short on the seat post. The rims are too narrow, really. I mean, it does make for a fast pedalling bike, even though it weighs 15.7 kilos. The brakes are non-existent until you bed them in properly. And I'm sure there was something else. Oh yeah, AI. I've completely forgot to mention AI on the back. 8mm offset in the rear end, which makes, I mean, it just makes finding a new, it meant to make it stiffer, but to be honest, it's such a hench rear end, it's hard to tell. And it just means you'll have to redish any replacement wheel you want to get in the bike. But just what really matters is that bit there, the amount of control and flow and fun generation in that set of linkages and that shock that Luis and Cannondale have built together, and the fact it's got a lifetime warranty and it's, you know, nice little cable tidies and screw-in bottom bracket. This is a proper bomber of a bike for not a lot of cash, and I have proper loved riding this despite, you know, a few little foibles on it. Yeah, proper little hooligan this. Right, I need to make this sign off super quick because I need to get to Aldi. But thanks very much to Cannondale for the loan of the bike. Thanks to you guys for watching. Thanks to Muc-Off, Camelback and Giro for the kit. Also Giro for the helmet as well. I was wearing Red Bull Spec sunglasses earlier, but you couldn't tell that. But thanks to them anyway. There's a review of that and yada yada. Oh, I said I'd make this quick. Thanks for watching. If you're not already a subscriber, click for subscriptions and notifications. If you want to really support the channel, join these fantastic folk on Patreon who are scrolling up here, who pay a small monthly fee, and in return they get early, extended and exclusive edits, including this Habit, which will be on there first before anyone else sees it, in fact. But just to be quick, keep it under a minute. I'm Guy Kestevan on Guy Kest TV, talking about the affordable alloy hooligan, Cannondale's Habit 5.